The 20th of Safar is known as the day of Arbaeen, as it marks the 40th day after the martyrdom of Imam Hussain alayhi salam in Karbala. Since the fall of Saddam Hussein in Iraq in 2003, the world has been witnessing millions of pilgrims who annually travel to Iraq to mark Arbaeen by walking from Najaf to Karbala over a couple of days. Some may be wondering, what exactly is Arbaeen and what is its religious significance? The origin of the Arbaeen visitation of Imam Hussain alayhi salam can be traced back to 61 Hijri, when the companion of the Prophet, Jabir ibn Abdullah al-Ansari, arrived in Karbala on the 20th of Safar and saw the graves of Imam al-Hussein and his companions on the plains of Karbala. It has also been reported in some works of history that the caravan of Imam Hussain alayhi salam that had been imprisoned by Yazid in Damascus were on their way back to Medina after being released. During their return, they also arrived in Karbala on the 20th of Safar and encountered Jabir. After the caravan informed Jabir of the details of the tragedy that transpired in Karbala on the day of Ashura, they all began to recite eulogies and mourn the martyrs. One of the most famous traditions for Arbaeen is the report attributed to Imam al-Askari alayhi salam, in which he says, "The signs of a believer are 5. 51 units of prayers, ziyarat al-Arbaeen, wearing the ring on the right hand, prostrating one's forehead on the ground, and reciting Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim loudly in prayers." Further, in a narration from Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam, he tells one of his companions to visit and send salutations to Imam Hussain alayhi salam on the 40th day of his martyrdom, indicating the highly recommended nature of visiting the Imam on this specific day. This establishes that visiting Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam on this day is not an innovation. Rather, it is from the teachings of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the inheritors of his knowledge, the Imams of the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. According to some narrations, walking to the ziyarah of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam is itself relevant and has lots of rewards. In one narration, Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam says, "Whoever comes to the grave of Hussein while walking, Allah writes 1,000 good deeds for him in every step, erases 1,000 sins, and raises him 1,000 levels." During the brutal rule of Saddam Hussein, restrictions were placed on this walk. But since his fall, Iraq saw an organic revival of the walk that was being suppressed for many decades. In fact, today it attracts millions of people, not just from within Iraq, but all over the world. Today, the Arbaeen walk has turned into one of the symbols of Islamic identity and a cause for propagating the message of Islam, and therefore should be venerated as one of the symbols of Allah.